Any tips for harder modules?
I was wondering if anyone had any tips for the reading modules and any resources for that. For context, on my last SAT December 2024, I got a 610 on reading and I would like to improve it by at least 120 points. And also for math, I got a 720. So I was just wondering if there was any tips or resources in order to get the harder questions right that may have worked for you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so first off, a 720 in math is already really good. You're super close to like a perfect score there, and a 610 in reading means you've got a solid foundation. You're trying to hit that 730 mark for English and maybe an 800 for math, which is depth. Those harder reading modules, it's really about getting into the SAT's head, you know? Like, they love to trick you. My biggest tip is to always go back to the passage. If you find yourself making complicated connections to justify an answer, it's probably wrong. The correct answer is usually directly implied or explicitly stated. Also, try to come up with your own answer to a question before looking at the choices, especially for those which evidence supports questions. This helps you avoid getting baited by tricky wording they put in the wrong answers. And those absolute terms like always or never. Be super suspicious, they're usually you're reading the passages, especially the tougher ones. Try to underline main ideas and circle key details. It helps you quickly find stuff later and keeps you from getting lost. For the really dense literary ones, sometimes it helps to quickly sketch out the relationships or main points on scratch paper. And don't waste time on intro notes unless a question specifically references math. Since you're already at a 720, it's all about those small, easy to miss details and using Desmos like a boss. For complex equations, seriously just plug in the answer choices into Desmos to see which one works. It's like a cheat code. And for those circle problems or anything with graphs, throw M in Desmos. You can visualize everything and it makes it so much easier. Also, for data analysis and best fit lines, Desmos regression techniques are your best friend. There's this super good YouTube video that literally goes through how to use Desmos for pretty much every SAT math problem. You should definitely watch that. And make sure you really know those exponent rules inside and out. Test them with numerical examples in Desmos if your key to improving on those harder questions in both sections is a continuous study cycle. It's not just about doing practice questions, but really digging into why you got something wrong. So, you do a question, if you miss it, you immediately figure out why. Was it a concept you didn't know? A tricky trap? Then you take notes on that specific mistake and do more questions of that exact type to really drill it into your head. That cycle of practice, analyze mistakes, targeted review. More practice is since you're trying to push past that 720 and 610, you'll need a lot of consistent drilling, which is why I built this Chrome extension. Shameless plug, but it's super helpful, trust me. It's called Flashy Serve. The whole idea is that you're probably online anyway, right? So instead of having to carve out hours of your day, it just pops up random SAT questions every few websites you visit. You solve it, and it immediately shows you the correct answer and a full explanation of why it's right and why the others are wrong. You can even take notes right there on your mistakes, which is perfect for that mistake analysis and reinforcement learning cycle I just mentioned. It helped me go from a 1,390 to a 1,500 with zero extra studying, just from having it in the background. It's great for getting familiar with those tricky phrasings and question types they throw at you, especially for English. You can even set how often the questions pop up. I would really appreciate it if you gave it a try and let me know what you think. Good luck with the August test. You got this, D.